Hi there everybody. So today I'm going to be talking about a question that I have been asked before in the past and I've never quite felt the need to address it until recently, where I had an experience at work. The question is do I cover my self-harm scars? And the answer to that is no, I don't. Now that might be a bit weird for some people and some others might relate. Now it all stemmed down to a few weeks at work. I went in without any I usually wear like a jumper at work, so I'm usually really cold, and I went without a jumper and somebody looked at my arm and went ugh, and I was generally quite shell-shocked at that point. Yeah, I was pretty taken aback by it. Not for the fact that I was insulted or I was hurt by it. It was more a case of somebody acknowledged it, and regardless of what their reaction was, it was that there was an acknowledgement to something that, as far as I'm concerned, for the past 6 years hasn't really been a massive part of my life. So to elaborate, I'm a recovered self-harmer of 6 years, which is a very, very long time. And over at least a good 5 years, I just haven't bothered wearing long sleeves all the time. It's not because I'm trying to prove a point, you know, I'm a recovered self-harmer, look at me. It's a case of actually I am so at peace with my self-harm past and I'm healed, and to be totally honest with you, when I look at my arm I don't really see scars anymore. I just see arm. It's weird. I guess to me it just shows how far in my progress I am, where I can no longer look at my body in disgust or shame or see it as a constant reminder of what was and what could have been. I see it as more, oh, I should probably get a tattoo done there soon, and it's just arm. There are, I think, a lot of reasons that have contributed to kind of my being at peace with myself. Also maybe a few reasons as to why I don't want to cover them. When I think back when I was self-harming, I think a lot of it is breaking free from that secrecy behaviour, you know, whether it was 27 degrees in summer or whether it was -2 in winter, you always had a hoodie on. You were very secretive about your skin and very aware as well. And it's so nice not to be aware. It's nice to be relaxed. Even though my relaxation has got to a point of having very hairy legs and not really giving a shit anymore, but I'm not hyper aware of every scar and nick on my body. I'm just not. And when I also think back to being in an inpatient basis and it was frowned upon to have your arms on display, I think a lot of it ingrained into me to be like, you know what, I've got nothing to be ashamed of. So when people acknowledge it now, I find it quite a bizarre thing when people look at my scars or comment on them, because self-harm me and current me are so far apart. I can barely really remember what went on or how I felt, and I guess that's just what recovery does. And in the same breath, I will never ever be told now to cover up, because I'm not a self-harmer now, I'm Paige. And I used to be a self-harmer, just like I used to be skinny, just like I used to like goth clothes, just like I used to hate baked beans, you know. It's a long old time ago, I'm a different person now, I've changed. I fucking love baked beans. So all I can really say to people, there is such a thing as recovery, and as much as people would say there isn't, I like to believe there is, because when I think back to how I was and I compare to how I am now, we're two different people, completely different people. So something must happen for you to change, right? So yeah, to anybody who asks, I don't cover my scars because I have no reason to cover my scars, because these are all healed, you know? This is just arm. Like, these are all covered. These are all covered. It's my past, it's not me. And to anyone who's fighting their self-harm at the moment, that, you know, change does happen. It does. If I went back and spoke to my, you know, 14-year-old self and said to her, you know, Paige, things are gonna get better, I would have laughed in her face. I would have laughed in my face, actually. Cheeky fucking bitch. But there's change, there's definitely change, and things get better, which is good, right? Yay! That was kind of just what I wanted to say in this video. That I don't cover my scars for nobody, because I am a butterfly now, And I once was a caterpillar and I wasn't a cocoon, but now I'm a beautiful butterfly. So yeah, later guys.